Hello everybody, Andy here again. Well, I wasn't actually going to make a video today, but I watched a video by Gary Anakin1814 earlier, and he was doing a video response to my video called The Global Village, and he happened to mention something in that particular video that sort of got me thinking, rifling through the old bookcase, and what he was talking about was what he called the ripple effect. How it sort of relates to YouTube and what the sort of thing that I was talking about and he was talking about. But what I think he was referring to is something that's actually called chaos theory. Can get a bit heavy, a bit scientific, and I can't pretend to actually understand the whole of chaos theory, but what he was talking about there was how, and I'll read that, but I made a couple of notes here. Someone once said that, does the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil set off a tornado in Texas? And the idea, this whole sort of idea of chaos theory, the butterfly effect itself, is one very small action can end up through a complete chain of events, a chain reaction if you want, will multiply and multiply, and it will end up having a very big effect in the end. Ultimately, one individual can make world events change, that sort of thing. We personally can actually change things without actually realizing it, and that's what I'm getting at. I'd read an example in here because there are lots of examples throughout the world if we think about it. Once you sort of get your head into it, and it does take a bit of getting your head around, but there is some logic in this. I'll just read this example of what I'm getting at, really. Right. You may well recognise this particular passage. I don't know where it comes from actually. For want of a nail the shoe was lost, for want of a shoe the horse was lost, for want of a horse the rider was lost, for want of a rider the battle was lost, and for want of a battle the kingdom was lost. Now that is what they class as a very good example of what the butterfly effect is, that ripple effect if you want to call it that. One very small action, just one nail, could end up, theoretically, ending up with a complete kingdom, a country being lost because of a battle. And that's what we're doing here in some ways, isn't it? What I was talking about in my video, The Global Village, actually my video gets picked up by somebody, it's shown to a group of school kids or English students in South America there. One of those students might well run with that, learn English and go off and do something else, and before you know it he could be the president of Bogota, of Colombia over there in South America. You don't know, and that's the whole point. One other example could be, we all look at sort of nature, and we're always hearing about the extinctions of plant species, of animals generally. Now we all think, oh, it's only one plant, isn't it? It's only one species of animal. No one will miss that little ant or that little leaf or whatever it might be, that the type of mould. But you never know what that piece of mould or that leaf or something might contain. It might end up being the cure for cancer, mightn't it? Very unusual, but you know, it's a thought, and that's what I'm getting at here. We as personalities, as individuals, can get together as a group, as we are here on YouTube, and we could actually influence other things further along the line. So every individual needs to sort of think that their actions, whether it be here, whether it be in the wider world, in your personal life or whatever, can actually have a very big reaction in the long run. You drop that one piece of litter, someone doesn't pick it up, someone else thinks, oh, I'll drop that piece of litter as well, and before you know it, you've got a big mountain full of litter, haven't you? An extreme example maybe, but that's what chaos theory is all about, as far as I understand it anyway. One very small action can have a very big chain reaction, and before you know it, that butterfly's wings flapping in Brazil has started off a tornado over there in Texas. It only needs one small thing. If that butterfly doesn't flap its wings, maybe something else will happen. If it flaps its wings in Paraguay instead of Brazil, maybe something will happen elsewhere. Anyway, a little seed I've planted in your mind. It's one of those sort of subjects that when you start thinking about it, it makes your brain hurt a little bit. As I said, I can't pretend to understand everything about chaos theory in any way whatsoever, but the butterfly effect, the ripple effect, works here on YouTube, it works in greater life, and it works ultimately in the weather systems, which is where the whole thing came from in the first place. Anyway, I hope that's got you thinking, certainly got me thinking and delving back into those books. Thanks for Gary for reminding me of that little idea. I think I might attach this very quick video hopefully to his. Anyway, thanks for your time. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.